Curious about this new moon in Capricorn? Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what that means, how to best take advantage of it, and how we can be empowered with these energies. So join me and let's get straight into it.
Hey Dave, what's wrong?
Hey, it's just work. It's been so stressful lately.
Why don't you take a break and come out and play with us?
I wish I could, but I just have so many things to do.
But Dad, it's important to have fun too, you know?
I know, but I just want to make sure that everything's just taken care of, to be honest. So I really can't.
I understand Dad, but can you please come out and play with me a bit later?
I can't promise anything. Maybe another time, okay?
Okay.
So there's going to be many themes with this new moon, and I'd actually like to begin here. I want us to begin reimagining the process of Capricorn and actually seeing it as a journey to the center of your inner emotional world. Now, in our current version of culture, there's a very strong emphasis on establishing yourself from the outside. And what this means, and has a deeper problem, is that it actually means that we begin to create from a space of what other people expect, what society perceives as valuable and is acceptable, and a status that we need to uphold. The problem here is that it also means that we cultivate our sense of self from those expectations, from those ideals. And it leaves us in a place where we often escape those realities into other realities that don't actually render anything other than to numb those feelings, right? The feelings of an emptiness, a sense of where is my purpose? What is meaning? Where is my creative joy? Who am I? So rethinking our understanding of Capricorn actually helps us establish our sense of definition from the inside out. And of course, there are many people that are already doing that, many people that are coming to this realization, and many people that will come to this realization once the feeling of emptiness rises to a point and we go, there has to be something more than this. Now, the question is, how do I do that? Well, how about we dive into this new moon chart and see if there's any answers for us. Okay, so this is the new moon chart. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to honor Jupiter in Aries. This energy of I'm ready to take up space. So immediately there is a message in this chart that says something fresh, something new, something big, something desirable is on the horizon. And every single one of us, in our own way, in our own story, is feeling this, okay? This is an important thing to acknowledge. You want to be present with the thing that is, or the emergence, or the energy that is pulling you to do something new, right? Whatever something new is in your life, a new direction, a new story, a new leap of energy, you want to acknowledge that, right? You want to say, yes, this is a direction. The challenge, though, is that there is a Yod configuration, finger of God configuration, between the South Node in Scorpio, Mars retrograde in Gemini, and Chiron in Aries. And this is a very significant aspect to take into consideration. In fact, I would say that it defines deeply this chart. Chiron in Aries points to an underlying feeling that I have emotional wounds that I carry. It is important to know that Chiron in Aries is deeply asking people to address the wounds that they carry within themselves where a loss of self has occurred. Okay? So to re-engage the parts of you that you have needed to surrender or disown in the face of adversity, in the face of challenges that were too overwhelming. You want to kind of go back to those places and remember them, as in bring them back into, reintegrate them to the capacity that you can. It's important because it will always feel as if you're disempowered with that Chiron in Aries. Now, the Mars retrograde in Gemini points to still a continuation of don't act yet, we're not ready yet. So immediately you can start to see that there is a message between Chiron, Mars in the South Node that says, I know that you want to take this leap of faith. I know that you want to start something new. I know you're excited about something. But please go back into the labyrinth of your own inner psyche and address the parts of you that have failed to be able to show up due to some wounding. You want to look at those places and you want to tend to them. Okay? That is how freedom will take place. And so the supporting cast in this chart is Uranus on the North Node, and it's in what is called a boomerang point, right? It's a trigger point in the chart that will activate this yod. So this Uranus conjunct the North Node is a continued story that's saying, I'm trying to free people, right? Disengage from, break free, fracture any pre-existing psychological and emotional memories, messages, patterns that no longer serve a deeper state of empowerment. Right? That's the message there. So you can start to see that Chiron is working deeply in helping us free ourselves from that, re-engage agency. Uranus and in Taurus is helping us fracture from patterns that say, oh, I'm disempowered here, etc. And Mars retrograde is saying, I'm giving you the opportunity still to inwardly reflect where there are messages or scripts that you take, that you hold. So if you notice, Mercury and Venus, Mercury, the planet of Mars, is ruling Mars, associated with Mars. Venus, the planet that's associating Uranus, is in what is called a closing phase to Pluto, right? So there's a culmination energy here. So we have culmination energy with Venus, Mercury, and then we have slowing down and adjustment with Mars, Chiron, and South Node. And then we have this big energy of Jupiter saying, please let me free, right? But the question is, hang on a bit, right? So there is a paradox in this chart between the necessity for wanting to be curious and explore and burst into something new, and an energy that's holding you back and saying, not now, very soon. So a big part of this message also contains the awareness to not get caught up in the distractions, right? The distractions that are around you, but to deeply and inwardly focus on the inner resonance of you. So this is important because part of this energy will create bumps and distractions and energies coming out of nowhere that will pull you into spaces that will make you feel like you're going, wow, I'm never on track, I'm distracted, I'm pulled into these things. It will feel like you're off balance. And I'm encouraging you here to recognize that this Capricorn energy with the new moon and Venus and Mercury all coming in there and saying, no, stay true to the chord that is your own, like your through line as it were, and also give yourself the space to be able to know how to manage those bumps and bruises, because it's going to feel like a fracturing. You're going to feel fractured if you get caught up in those side turns and feel as if they're pulling you out of your space. And this is a great opportunity that I want to take to actually share how we can manage these things. So I want us to reimagine Capricorn. The person on the tightrope actually represents the challenges and struggles we all face. And sometimes we feel balanced and in control of our emotions, and we're able to navigate through life's challenges with grace. And other times we may feel overwhelmed and unable to actually cope with life's demands. No matter how steady we may feel, life's always got a way of throwing us off balance, right? The winds of change and the unexpected twists and turns of fate can actually shake us to the core, leaving us very vulnerable and feeling startled. And this is where emotional resilience comes in. If we're able to work on our emotional resilience, develop the skills, and use the strategies for us to handle the setbacks that we're going to be experiencing from life, we can also learn to then bounce back from adversity, find the strength in the face of uncertainty, and stay balanced no matter what life throws at us. So with practice and perseverance, we can all learn to actually navigate this life's tightrope with grace and resilience. And this is why developing the skills and the strategies that are necessary to stay balanced and in control gives you the ability to handle life no matter what it throws at you. So some of my reflections and thoughts. Begin shifting your sense of self from the outside to the inside. Begin being curious about the inner navigation system that you have. Capricorn is about forging definition, but if you forge it externally, it will always be empty. Forge it from the inside. Begin with curiosity. Experience things. Allow time in your life to do the things that you find interesting and start cultivating that. Understand that this new moon is going to give us a test of twists and turns and ups and downs, and we may find the experience to be pretty jarring. Allow yourself to cultivate and understand emotional resilience. See that there are going to be some challenges, and by cultivating resilience, you're better able to stay on the tightrope.
Hey Dad, you want to come out and play?
You know what? Sure. What are we going to play?
How about tag?
All right, let's do it. I bet I can still catch you.
I don't think you can.
By the way, Pluto is coming into Aquarius, and I'm sure you're probably excited about this. So you might enjoy this video where I share some of my thoughts about this transit.